So for a second, put yourself in my shoes. What would you say exactly if you were going to do an intro?
I'd be like, hello, my name is Patrick. This is the Howlcast. It's a podcast where we speak our truth. You should follow and listen whether you believe it or not. But I am also the owner and CEO of Howl Life. We sell supplements, coffee, smokables, and apparel. Speaking of apparel, this month is Bravery Month of the Blue Wolf, which is currently on sale. So pop on my website and follow, show some love, buy some apparel, check out my other stuff. As far as the podcast, hit us up.
And enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy. And if
And
you
if
don't
you
like
don't-
it, skip away.
Fuck it.
Or fuck off.
Whatever she said.
Welcome back to the best podcast you've ever seen. Your host name is Maderis and your co-host Patrick.
I love it.
I'm just kidding.
That's great. I'm already
Pop
gonna,
the bottle, then. Are you just gonna?
I'm already gonna ask her for something. 30 seconds in. It's her first day.
We gotta haze the.
Yeah,
the
that's
movie.
messed up. Could I trouble you for every single glass on my shelf besides the wine glasses?
Are you just gonna put? Oh, because how many
I
bottles?
got 4.
Oh shit, that's perfect.
Right?
Like the top
Yeah,
ones.
yeah. I need all of them.
She's a waitress. She does this.
Oh, really? Oh, this is perfect. I got the best team in the world, man. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
All of them.
Yeah, bring them all. Let's get it.
Or just
No, not this.
He said he was gonna take a shot for every question I have. I have like 30
Yeah, then you
questions.
said that you had 26 questions.
Yeah, but
I'm
then I
like,
added 4 actually, because the Elon one too.
Look at this presentation.
Oh, so classy. What? He will. No, honestly, he's very like knowledgeable. You can tell. Like,
Is that Johnny Walker?
that shit's expensive.
So I got this gift set that someone got for me. Very nice
Okay.
person.
Who gave you this,
Myself.
Patrick? Of course you fucking did.
Anyways, I've always wanted to do like a real-time taste test to see if I could even like taste the difference. Actually, we should make one of those like cardboard boxes, and I can't
Oh
see
my
what it is,
God.
and then
We
try
should
it.
have done
and
that.
Pauses. No, I'll see if I can figure them out first, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I should give some context about you for this.
Yeah.
This is my lovely assistant Mackenzie, who built me like for what, a couple of years now.
Yeah. Okay. I was actually thinking about that before we started. Like how long? I don't know, but I've known Pat since I was like so young.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
They're
your
great
mom's the
team.
homie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very appreciative of you being on camera and doing this. I feel like it's good to give people a little bit of context about me, since I have all these brands and I'm signing up ambassadors, and I have a few other products I'm launching, and I want to do my best to kind of put a face to the brand and make it more like personable, because that's like the whole idea of each brand giving back, and each wolf like has a meaning. So
Uh-huh.
I think it's important. So I appreciate you being here on this
Thanks for
Johnny
having
Walker of a
me.
journey with me, and I gave Mackenzie free reign for questions. It was kind of like I was like, do 5 questions about like business, personal, some controversial shit, and I have no idea what she wrote down. I trust her to either get me canceled or
You're getting
But-
fucking canceled.
yeah, but we'll see. But thank you for being here, and I appreciate it. And as you're asking questions, I'm also doing a science experiment between which Johnny Walker I like the best. So
Okay. Okay, I have one more would you rather
okay, lay it on me.
before like the actual questions.
Okay.
Would you rather have everybody you know be able to read your thoughts, or everyone you know have access to your internet history?
Damn.
So, thoughts or history?
I feel like I haven't always looked up the things that I thought, so I'll do the internet history.
No, I was 100%
Yeah,
gonna say.
I'll
I've
do
definitely
the
looked up
history.
some weird shit.
No, for
but,
sure.
Like,
I feel like
everybody
everyone has.
But like
and-
my thoughts, God no.
Yeah.
God, no.
No, for sure. That'd be unfortunate
Right?
if someone had to deal with that. So
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's it for that. I have more. It's like I have more. Whatever. I have 2 more. Would you rather? But it's in like the last section of questions that I have. So I'm gonna like hold off on that. Is that good?
oh, it's just so much better than the black. Fuck.
That's what she said.
Come on. I'm staying in. If you try, you know.
I don't care.
Let's go. All right.
Okay. Do you want to go with?
I'm gonna give you free reins
Okay.
to do whatever is gonna make it most comfortable for you.
Okay. I think you'll love these questions.
All right. Hit me with it.
First, personal question.
Yeah.
Can you share a bit about your background and what led you to become a business owner?
I could. I started personal training when I got out of high school. It was my first job, which if you think about getting out of high school and your first job being a personal trainer, like I never worked at McDonald's, or I didn't do anything that was I probably should have done. But I became a personal trainer, and I did that probably for like a decade. And eventually it kind of got to a point where I was like, is this my life?
Mm-hmm.
And I know like it sounds really cool to be a personal trainer, but really I felt like I was a professional like counter. Like I would have dreams at night of me going 5, 4, and I was like, what the fuck is my life? And it just became so mundane. And eventually I was like, all right, I need to figure out how the fuck to get out of this like rat race, because even like owning a gym and then still having to like deal with people and like personal train, it's like 45 minutes, like an hour of honestly like listening to people's problems, which is a lot, you know? And then I, for some reason, would always attract these like middle-aged women. I have no idea why.
My mom.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, she was one of the great ones, you know, like your mom.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
She's great. And it just became like too much eventually. So I went back to school. I got my bachelor's, and then I got another bachelor's. I have a bachelor's in holistic health, and I have one in human biology. And then I decided to go to chiropractic school. So that was on the other side of the country. And in school, again, I had that same feeling of like when I was a trainer. And I was like, damn, I feel like I'm still going to be in that same kind of category. I just am going to be wearing like a better outfit, and I'm more respected more, I guess, to a degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't, I was right back where I was before. And then coincidentally, like while I was in chiropractic school, there was this beautiful like trail next to my house that I would walk all the time. And I started listening to this like financial freedom like podcast. And it was during that, while someone was walking by me wearing Gymshark. And I was like, what a simple little logo. And that's like $1 billion corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've always liked wolves. And I'm like, I wonder if people like wolves more than sharks. Maybe.
I do.
Right? So I kind of like used that justification to kind of be like, I want to start some form of a brand that has to do with wolves. And I love the simplicity of the Gymshark logo. And people will be like, oh, you fucking copied Gymshark. Every idea that people have is basically just recycled information or a different like iteration of someone else's idea, you know? So the world's abundant and we can all be creative. I mean, if it was a shark, that'd be different. But anyways, back to the fucking point, right? So I thought of this wolf, and then I'm like, damn, I could really take this somewhere. And then inside of that, every time people thinking about like they think about being rich, it's always a question of, when I get rich, what can I do? And for me, it was, who can I take care of? And there's been so many people in my life that I would give back to. And then I was like, why don't I incorporate that into my business? And then I started to make these wolves. I mean, you're wearing the pink one.
Mhm.
So the pink one donates to like women's rights and empowerment. There's a gold one that donates to wolf sanctuaries. I have one that donates to like wounded veterans. I have suicide prevention one, the American Red Cross. I have a Native American Rights Fund. I got a bunch of different ones, and it just became more of like a personable brand where people can kind of like represent, I guess, like kind of like what they stand for or like who they are. So it kind of started off of like me trying to get out of the rat race, and then having this profound like discovery and an idea that kind of like propelled me to be like, I want to do this. I want to start my own business. And then here we are, so.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much.
You just answered like so many of my questions.
Oh, no, ask them and
It's fine.
I can go further.
No, one of the other questions was like, what was your first job? And then you just said, it's fine. Don't answer it yet.
I can make some shit up for you if you
And
like.
then it was like, I asked like, is there a story behind the wolf? But
yes.
you just answered that.
See, I'm way ahead of you. This is
That's
great.
what I'm saying. Okay. All right. Okay. Next question. Who has been the most influential person in your life?
Fuck. That's a great question. In terms of like personal growth or business or
however you
feel. Influential.
I put this in the personal section.
Yeah. No,
but
like
it honestly is up to you, obviously.
Honestly, when I started to make like transitions in my life, I started seeing a life coach. His name's Glenn Ambrose. Obviously, I'm giving him a shout out right now. He kind of was like the father figure I never had.
Mm-hmm.
And he really kind of like it set me on a path for like self-accountability and holding myself responsible. And he got me thinking more about to kind of seek what is more cool and enjoyable than what's safe. So, and while he was life coaching me in real time, I saw him do that same exact thing. I saw him life coach me at a building in Coventry. And then I saw him move to Florida. And now he lives on a mountain in the Dominican.
Oh my gosh.
And when you were walking in, I was in a session.
Oh, that's who you were talking to?
I was in a session with him. So it's cool to have someone that like inspires you and coaches you and can kind of show you the way, but also someone that is also living it too. Because I mean, you could go to a therapist who's just going to go home and just be a raging alcoholic or something. And so I was blessed to have that. And my mom introduced me to him because she got sober. I think she's been sober for over 15 years. And he's someone that she met and she put me in touch with him. So yeah, shout out to her and shout out to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool, yeah. Because you can see him like living his best life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's living his best life for sure.
Okay. If you don't want to answer any of these, you can tell me too.
I'm gonna answer them all.
Okay. What is a challenge you have faced in your life that has significantly shaped who you are today?
You're fucking pulling out my heartstrings. What are you doing? What are you doing? Damn, that's deep. I thought you said they weren't deep.
No, some of them
no,
are.
I'm just
the personal ones are. The business.
I'm giving you a hard time. I don't know. I think to be blunt, there's been an accumulation of trauma. I don't think there was like one straw that broke the camel's back. I think there was numerous amounts of things. And then I got to a point where like those things were just kind of in the back of me. And then it was making little things a bit more prominent. And I'd freak out over the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
And when I was at that point, I was like, okay, I need to. And then I ended up talking to Glenn. So I don't think that there's really any one thing. And I definitely don't want to make this like a fucking drama story.
No.
But I will say I think for a lot of people, there like might be something that I'd say breaks the dam, but I didn't have like a rock bottom. I think I'm a pretty resilient person, and I had a lot of rock bottoms. And eventually I was like, I don't want to have any more rock bottoms. So I hope that
No, yeah, that's fine. I
satisfies it
honestly
to a
wouldn't.
degree. No,
I honestly
yeah.
would have no idea.
No, that was good. No, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could have just said
Yeah,
some
you
shit
could've
and
just
just
said,
broke
like,
down,
some
you know? Yeah, yeah.
Read it so depressing.
No, but
no,
I'm not
that's
gonna do
perfectly
that.
fine. Okay. What role does self-discipline play in your daily life, and how do you maintain it?
Jeez. I think that's everything. You know, like even me drinking now, it's kind of like a celebration, and I don't want to put alcohol on a pedestal because obviously like it can ruin families, it can ruin lives, but to say I deserve it, I mean, I don't want to make it, I feel like alcoholics would say some shit like that, you know? So like I don't want to say that, but I got up, I ate well, I exercised, I got done what I needed to get done for myself. So it's like I guess I could justify like a little more. So I think self-discipline can like really shape your entire existence. I think people need some form of it. I think it started for me when I started intermittent fasting. It was just something that I could hold on to that could give me some type of, I guess, structure, right? Like if I'm going to eat between 1 o'clock in the afternoon and like 9 at night, that was like, fuck, I can actually do something and stick to it. So I think that is probably the biggest thing that people struggle with is just they think too much in their own heads. They write a plan out. They try to stick to it. Like one day doesn't go their way and they give up, which I've been guilty of, you know, but it definitely, you have to have some form of schedule and you have to commit to it and you have to take care of yourself. And that has propelled me to have all of this. So yeah, no, it's like one of the most important things that you could have.
I thought you were gonna like that question because I think you're very like disciplined and
I try, but then again, like I like to have fun.
No, yeah,
too.
but
Like
I
I'm a
think,
party
like-
boy too, so
No,
it's
yeah.
like even like with this, I heard something that was like, every night that you drink, you're borrowing tomorrow's happiness. Because you wake up like hungover and you feel like shit. So it's like if I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna have one hell of a time then. So
No, yeah.
let's keep going.
Okay. Sorry. What was your personal turning point in taking health more seriously?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It took me a long time.
Fuck. So I'm not gonna act like I've always been on top of the wagon. I've been on and off the wagon for years, and I think when you're younger, and I'm sure you two can attest to this, like you have a fast metabolism. Like if you drink, you probably don't get that hungover. I just turned 31, unfortunately. But like when I'm hungover, it lasts a couple of days. You know, so I think the older I got, the more things started to affect me more. And I actually had a health scare recently. So I guess what I'm trying to say is before I could justify eating and doing things like an asshole because I would either burn it off or I was exercising to that capacity or I was doing something and I had a faster metabolism then. And now I did have a health scare probably like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that was kind of like eye-opening for me. And it sucks that it had to get to that point. I don't know if it was avoidable, but I think for most people, when they have something like that, it's, oh shit, I need to take it seriously. Plus, like I have kids, I have goals, I have aspirations. I need to be here and I need to be around. So yeah, there was a health scare a short while back that I don't really want to talk about.
No, yeah.
It's all good. It's a funny story. I just don't know if I should really say it on camera.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What's your?
I probably should just say it.
What? You can cut it out. You don't have to say it. Like I don't care.
I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a shot first.
Oh God! Wait, were we like? Was I like working for you when this happened?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I was with Yulia.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, no filter. We were having sex in the shower. I'm just telling the story.
All right.
And during this, I shot a kidney stone out.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Fucking horrible, right?
Did that come out of your asshole?
No. What? Do you know how kidney stones work?
Oh, it comes out of your...
Yeah.
Yeah.
While I was...
No.
Yeah. It was the first thing that came out. Crazy, right? And
oh my god.
what the doctor said is that...
Wait,
like,
that must have been so painful.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh
It
my
was like-
god. At least she's a nurse, though. At least she was, like, there to, like,
shit,
help
what the
you.
hell?
No, well, obviously
How
she
do you
can't do
even-
much.
How do you
Can you
even,
even
like,
do
help
anything about, like...
No, so I went to the doctor and they, like he said, sometimes it can get like stuck somewhere and you'll either like pee it out, but in my
Yeah.
case, I shot it out,
Yeah.
which is a lot more painful, I guess. But anyways, so that had led me to get like testing on my kidneys and stuff like that. And while I was getting imaging done on my kidneys, they found a spot on my liver that I don't really know what it is. It could be cancerous. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back and gotten more testing on it, but I wouldn't get chemo or radiation anyways. I would just make lifestyle choices
Yeah,
and I would tackle it on my own.
Yeah.
And as of like this point, I'm in the best health I've ever been in. I feel the best. Obviously, this is probably not doing me too good, but I take real good care of myself now compared to at that point. So, anyways.
Oh my gosh, Pat. I could not know there's something on my liver and like, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't know there's something there and like not know if it's like cancer or not. Because my mom had like growths, I guess you could say, like in like her like vagina, okay? Like in like the walls. And they were like polyps, but they weren't cancerous, which was like, they still removed them, but like, it's like better to like know, Of
course.
Like definitely better.
I mean, I found out on accident. Like they were looking at my kidneys.
Oh, right.
And they went a little higher up and they saw it and they just kind of put it in the report. So I'm like, oh, my kidneys are good. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Your liver.
What is that at the bottom?
Damn.
It was kind of, it's an eerie experience, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's definitely scary. Okay, on a lighter note, what's your current diet and fitness routine?
As I'm drinking whiskey. No, I don't do this often. I mean, like, you met me. You knew me, obviously, like, when I was shooting podcasts with Lexi.
Yeah.
I was drinking all the time.
Yeah.
Man. Every time you pick me up, I was cooked.
Yeah, I know.
I was fucking cooked. And it's like, you probably haven't seen me drinking in, like, quite some time or as frequent. So, anyways, I was intermittent fasting for a while. That kind of faded out through, like, new research that I discovered. I'm now following more of, like, I don't know if you would call it, like, a paleo diet. But I just cut out all kinds of shit carbs. Like, any kind of white bread or pasta and white potatoes. As I'm talking about it, as I'm talking about it. But it's such a fucking drug. And when I cut them out for 2 weeks straight, I was nauseous and felt like dog shit. And then after that, like, my energy levels have been completely flatlined. Like, I don't get a burst of energy and then crash anymore because after, like, you eat carbohydrates, you're like, I feel like a fat asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you have to take a nap, you feel like shit.
Yeah.
And I don't operate on a normal schedule. Like, I get up at, like, 6 or 7 in the morning and I'm here until, like, midnight. I sleep 5 or 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really afford to have, like, these crashes in my diet. So I kind of was like, anything that makes me feel like shit, I'm going to cut out. And anything that I feel good when I consume, I'm going to leave that in.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, most people are looking for this, like, end all fix all or, like, magic pill, and they don't have any patience. And, like, if you're perspicacious enough about the things that you're consuming and what makes you feel like shit and what doesn't, it becomes very apparent what you should be consuming and what you shouldn't be. So I took that approach, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. And then for fitness, at my house, I bought a steam sauna. I bought a cold plunge.
Oh my gosh.
I bought an infrared light blanket, and I bought a bunch of gym equipment. Like for me, going to the gym, like driving like 20 minutes, working out, and then 20 minutes home, I honestly don't have time for. So I walk out to my garage, I work out, I'll do the sauna. After I exercise, on my cardio days, I do the cold plunge before. And then on my rest days, I do the infrared light. And then for fitness, I just kind of do what's most enjoyable for me. I'll do like strength training some days. I'll do boxing training some other days. And I just kind of mix it up and just make it more of enjoyable than a job. Because so many people, they just like, they're like training to be a bodybuilder, even though they have like a full-time job and a family and they're exhausted all the time. I work out to the point where it gives me energy and then I leave. I don't redline and feel like shit.
Right.
Like I used to do that. Like I was a fucking bodybuilder. I was a lot bigger like a while ago, and like bodybuilding is so time consuming.
Yeah.
You
it
eat
looks
so
disgusting. I'm sorry. I hate
it's all ego lifting.
Yeah.
It's all like I was lifting out of ego. I mean every man I feel like operates out of the need and will for power. And when you feel big, you feel powerful.
Yeah.
When you feel like the strongest person in the room, it gives you some sense of internal credibility, maybe. That's what it did for me. And I got to a point where I'm like, I'd rather feel like my joints aren't falling apart because I just lifted 400 pounds. So yeah, I'm at a point now where the better I feel is the better I feel, you know? So that's a great question, Mac.
Thank you.
These are all great questions.
Thank you. Okay, this is the last personal question.
Okay, hit me with it.
If you could give advice to your younger self, what would it be and why?
Is this one of those like go back in time and invest in Bitcoin type of shit? I feel like that's a very
can be whatever you
cliche
I know.
answer,
I don't
you know.
really...
I don't know. I'd say I think so many people these days struggle with being their authentic self. And I feel like for a while I kind of put on a mask to be accepted more. And I would just be like, I go back and be like, nah, man.
Be yourself.
Yeah, like, and it sounds so cliche and just so like a shitty ass answer, but it's so true. You just, I think the more you try and step outside yourself and be what other people want you to be, the older you get in life and the more that like no one's around, the more it becomes difficult to actually figure out who you are. So yeah, from the jump, it'd be like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Like, just be you.
That's what I would say too. Okay. Business questions.
Business questions. And okay, so this one
is fire.
Sucks ass.
Oh.
Anyways, the gold's really good. This is I think this is the best one, and this is the most expensive. Anyways.
No, sometimes
no, it's more for me than you.
Like...
Yeah. Let's.
Okay. I just want to see if you like, because you answered some of my questions.
That's okay.
All right. Business question number 1. What inspired you to start your brand? Well, you kind of answered that when you were talking about like the Gymshark.
The person. Yeah.
All right. You don't have to answer that. Okay. And then the thing was the next one was about the wolf, but I have 3 more. So.
Okay.
What has been the most effective strategy for growing your brand so far?
Patience. So when most people start a brand or they start anything, they do a couple of things wrong. At first, they're very gung-ho about their idea, and they'll take out a massive loan and they'll get all like everything under one roof, and they'll be like, okay, if I build it, they will come. That's not always true. So I kind of took the opposite approach of that. I started very did you hear that?
No.
Little ding in the microphone. Sound check. No, I'm just messing with you.
Is that good?
I was just messing with you. No, I'm just Oh, this is great. All right, what was the question again?
No, remember, it was about like what was the most effective strategy.
Yeah.
You said patience.
Yeah, no,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so many people they have an idea and they just kind of flood the market with it, and if it doesn't work, then they get discouraged.
Yeah.
My first release of my clothing got barely any sales. And I'm like, okay, that's it for me. I'm done. And then there was like a little voice that was like, shut the fuck up. And there was a kid that said something to me, like, which is so funny because like you would feel like you would hear like rude comments from people like on the internet and it would kind of like make you go a certain way. But some kid was like, I think you have a great idea here, but I wouldn't buy any of your products because I don't think you fulfilled it yet. And that really made me go deep inside internally, which made me then start dropping exclusive releases, like make an ambassador program, and it really like took my design to the next level. So yeah, I think patience. I think like really just having a good idea. I mean, it has to start with a good idea, and then try a bunch of different tools and tactics. See what the market responds to. If you think you have the best idea and you run ads and you get no sales and no one even like bites on it, you might have to change it up a little bit. So that's what I've done over the past, like I ate shit for a couple of years and now I'm at a point where I'm like, fucking worth it. So.
Okay. I feel like you kind of just answered that.
No, you're good.
No, the next question I had was, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting out in the business world? But I
mean, start small. Like if you're starting like a coffee brand, like buy 5 pounds of coffee.
Yeah, and see how it. Right, you don't want to buy like a million T-shirts and then.
But that's what people do, you know.
No,
like
exactly.
They think that, and it is empowering. It is empowering when you have this idea and it clicks, and you're like, I need to go on Shark Tank. I need to do this, and you have to start small, see how the market responds, go from there, be patient, and the rest will fall into place. And also, like, don't ask the wrong. This is huge. Don't ask the wrong people about your business idea, because you don't really realize how many people around you are jealous or they can't even fully comprehend your idea. So if I like would have gone to the wrong person about my idea, they would have been like, well, there's already this out there. Right. It's a saturated market. I went to the right people that actually, or don't go to anybody, you know? But if you can, like, find someone that is actually maybe in the industry or has an optimistic outlook on life. So that's huge.
Yeah. They don't want to see you win it.
They don't want. Yeah, it's true.
Okay, last business question. What are your future business goals and where do you see your brands in the next 5 years?
That's a great question. Well, I rebranded a couple of things. So that is launching next month. And then I'm working on 2 more products. One is, have you heard of like mud water and like Rise coffee?
Rise, yes. Yeah.
So it's nothing like that because it's a lot better. But I am launching a product like that. And then I'm also launching another clothing brand that is more for like just men, and a lot of the proceeds will go to help prevent male suicide. And it'll be like more derived around men. And then as far as my brands go, continue to grow, get more ambassadors, grow the Howell family, because everything's Howell now. So I have the supplements, I have the apparel, I have the coffee, and I have the smokes too. So I'll probably add more to the lineup because like my website is called thehowelllife.com. It's meant to be a lifestyle brand for people that like good apparel, they like to drink coffee and take care of themselves and take supplements. And for the few that like to smoke on something too, you know, I try to appease everyone. So, but yeah, I think in 5 years, I mean, next month I start a crazy marketing campaign. So it's already doing amazing, which I'm so grateful for. But yeah, I think in 5 years it'll be something different for sure. I'm excited.
Good. Why did I just make that noise? I went, It's you. Oh, it's me? It's you. Your hand is covering your face.
That's okay. I got nice hands. I'll keep them down.
Okay. That is it.
I was shamed. I was just shamed.
This is where
thank you.
the fun
Thank
begins. Because these are like the controversial and like the state of the world questions.
Hold on.
So you're about to get fucking canceled.
Wait. Hold up.
You're gonna like this next question.
No, I'm gonna refill quick.
Alright.
Oh, you know what?
ASMR.
Right? I've always wanted.
Oh, it sounds really cool.
Honestly, this was ass. I can't even drink this one anymore.
What? Yeah, what? I'll take it off your hands.
Imagine you just chug it.
I'm gonna.
Does she want it? She's all.
Do you want a sip of this, Sophia? It's whiskey.
Her face.
It's whiskey. Ugh. It tastes. Ugh. It doesn't even.
It's
taste
an acquired taste.
It smells like vodka. Whiskey. This Johnny Walker.
Oh.
What
we need a camera for her. We need a camera to pan too. That would be great.
So funny.
That'd be amazing. Do you feel it? I'm gonna start asking you questions. Do you feel like you're being replaced right now? Is it weird?
No, because now I'm the new co-host for the podcast.
That's perfect. That's great. I love it. Yes. So that one's off the board.
Yeah.
Any average?
What do you give it out of 10? 0?
No, it's not a 0 because I've been drinking it for a while.
This is the black one?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I mean, red is like bottom of the barrel type shit. And like blue is the most affordable, I'd say. And you want to keep your expenses low.
Yep. Okay. Do you want to ask a question or?
Yeah, I did ask.
Oh, you asked me a question?
Yeah, I said, do you feel replaced by her?
Yeah, and I answered no because I'm your new co-host.
Yeah, that's true. I think we'll probably do more of these.
We should. This is fun. And we can get Sophia a camera too. It can go over.
Why, you want to be on camera?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does. I mean, I'm going to be blunt with you. Like next month, the marketing budget is pretty crazy. So there's going to be a lot of people that at least click on this.
Really? It's okay.
Like,
I hope they do.
Hundreds of thousands are like, that's the ads that I'm like.
No, like
it's going to reach a lot of people.
I hope so. Like, I probably look better now, and I'm probably talking like stupid. I almost said I'd get canceled for saying that.
See?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but if that's your authentic self, just be you.
It is. No, you gotta cut this out. No, but honestly, I hope people see this for you, not for me.
No, you're a part of the team, big dog. Little wolf. All right.
Okay. Current state of the world questions.
Yes.
Well, all right. This is like, I don't know if you would say. Okay. The second one's more current state of the world. This one's more, whatever. You'll like it. On average, it takes 10 to 15 years to develop a vaccine. How do you feel about the speed at which the COVID vaccine was released?
Holy shit. So, I will say a real lot about this.
I know you will. I had to ask.
So, when I was in chiropractic school, it was during COVID. And I was in a class of 180 people. And there was a lot of like dialogue about this vaccine. And I think out of 180 people, 179 probably got it. And I didn't. And my school was sending out these emails of, this is fucking crazy. So the vaccine was mandatory unless you had a religious exemption. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I'm like, oh, well, fuck you. So I submit a religious exemption that I'm a Buddhist. And I can show you the fucking email. It's like, it's almost like I was just seeing if they would accept it or not, because it said the most ridiculous shit in there. Mm-hmm. It was like a vaccine is outside thy person of self, and to thyself be true. I have to show you this shit. And the school accepted it. But then eventually they were like, you know, during clinicals and during this and during that, we'll have to separate you from the vaccinated people to make sure they're safe.
What the fuck?
And I'm like,
what?
so eventually, I mean, I don't want to act like that was the only reason why I left the program. There was, like, I stated all the reasons earlier. The whole thing to me felt like a sham. It didn't feel real. It didn't feel like tangible. And as we've like discovered recently, you know, I don't want to get like into the data because yada yada yada. But from my personal experience, I feel like everyone that didn't get the shot is happy that they didn't get it, and everyone that did get it is like, why the fuck did I get that? And then there's some people that are going to get all the boosters, which is fucking insane to me.
Crazy.
I think vaccines in general are a very tough topic because I look at it from a standpoint of a lot of the preservatives and things that are inside of a vaccine. Like the COVID vaccine has something called hydroxybutyl in it, and it's a lipid that helps the vaccine get inside of your membrane. They took hydroxybutyl and they gave it to, I don't know if it was mice or it was rats, but they gave that amount to either rice or rats. Rice or rats? Holy shit. Mice or rats?
I didn't even like pick it up for a second. I like was.
Anyways, 100% of them got cancer. Well, and everyone's like, well, it's such a small amount, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, you're injecting it into your body. It's not like you're consuming it. Everyone is like, well, there's preservatives in our food. And I'm like, yeah, but would you rather ingest a preservative where your stomach can maybe like get rid of it? Or would you take that and fucking inject it into your veins?
Yeah.
It's the most insane thing to me. So besides the COVID vaccine, I think that vaccines in general aren't as safe as they say they are. And I would be more okay with them being on the market if they were like, hey, listen, there's a crazy outbreak right now of polio. And if you take this vaccine, it will help prevent you from getting it, which is good because you could die if you get it. But when you're in your 70s or 80s or 90s, you have a higher chance of getting dementia or Alzheimer's. Like, let me make that decision. Don't just be like, it's completely safe, because there's no fucking way that every vaccine is safe.
Right. And they just push it on you. Like, you have to get it. It's mandatory. Like, nothing's fucking.
It's
no. And you were saying about like the cancer, like I almost said rice and rats. Fuck, rats and mice were getting cancer. It's like,
have you been drinking?
No, but my mom, she works at like the outpatient infusion unit, and like she's very against like COVID. She had to get the shots, but she's like very against it, like blah blah blah. And after she got the vaccine, she was having like heart problems, whatever.
Yeah.
But she works at the outpatient infusion unit, which is like all chemo, like where they have chemo, like cancer patients. And she says, like, you will not believe the amount of fucking people who have cancer.
Yeah.
She swears it's from the shot.
For sure.
She swear, obviously, maybe like smoking, whatever, but like that's crazy for that many people to, like, I'll go in there, people are going in and out like crazy. Like, all these people have cancer. Like, it's crazy.
The medical industry. So the doctor that I had on recently, you know what? Just when it comes out after this, it goes into that podcast, because that I want to have him on again. And then the doctor. So I have a newborn son. He's 6 weeks old, and they're like at the hospital. They're trying to push all this crazy shit on him. And in that podcast, I talk about it. But the doctor that I end up finding for him was in the emergency room for 25 years of his life. And during COVID, he had this immense realization that something is up here. And after being in the ER for 25 years, he was like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Like, and that says something too. Like, you have people coming in, and I mean, even I saw on a podcast Elon Musk talking about hospitals that were getting more money from the COVID funds, where if someone came in and they were exhibiting symptoms of COVID, they could treat that person normally and make a few grand, or they could put them on a ventilator and make 30. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And this is one of the richest men in the
he
world saying that. He's like,
makes, do you know how much money he makes in like a second? I fucking looked it up.
Insane.
It was he's like endorsing Trump, and he's donating Trump like $45 million a month.
Yeah.
Or no, it might be like 450 million. I'm not even kidding. I looked it up. The amount of money he makes in a day is what nobody fucking makes in a lifetime. Like it was crazy.
It's crazy. But for him to come out and basically like blow the whistle off of it, and it's so funny because people are like, oh, well, you're not like a medical doctor, and he was like, I design spaceships and they have life supports. So I don't want to go like too far down the rabbit hole of like vaccines, but I think that people, like, if you're about to inject something into your body, look at what's in it and be like, what does this do? What does that do? And then make a decision for yourself. But everyone makes what I call a fear-based decision. Like the doctors, they put fear in you. Oh, what about grandma? And what about this? And what about that?
Yeah.
So, like, do your own research. Don't just listen to, like, these are just humans who had certain schooling. And I don't think that they have ill intentions, but I also don't think that they know exactly the truth. Like, they're just being told what, like, yeah. So I, like, do your own research, and, yeah.
Okay.
Carry on. That was a great question, Mac.
Thank you. Are you concerned about the future and how it will impact your children as they grow up? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I do think that there is kind of a sway right now. I think that it was going really far to one side. And we were getting to a place where, oh my God, I mean, what could you even do or say? And I feel like there are certain people in the media that kind of brought it back this way. And I think now, to a degree, it might be finding its equilibrium. But at any point in time, it feels like there are powers that be who, I mean, I think probably control the planet, I don't want to get too... We should start like a conspiracy theory.
I know, my mom was telling me to ask you about like aliens and UFOs.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, I'm not fucking asking that.
I watch a lot of like really weird
No,
shit,
I was gonna ask you because like I like go on TikTok and I'm like conspiracy theory. Like I look them up and I just go down like a rabbit hole.
It's a rabbit hole. But I think that the world that my kids will be left with will be the one that I portray to them, if that makes any sense. Like when I leave this world, my goal is to have raised, obviously, like the best children, teach them the best life lessons, and let them be open-minded. And even if the world is in a fucked up place, I want to be able to like leave them with the mental capacity to still make it their own. Like, even in this state of the world, if it goes a certain way, I'm getting out of this country, because other countries don't operate like this. And I'm hoping that my kids will also be able to make those like kind of decisions where, as fucked up as this is, I don't want to be a part of it. So I'm just going to go over here until it kind of subsides. Or, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. You're a great father, Pat.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Those are the only two questions that I had for like the state of the world.
Yeah, you're
good. But these are controversial questions.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
I need some Blue Label for that.
Take a sip. Oh, yeah. I really like these questions. Okay.
I feel like we need a check-in. Are you good over there?
Yeah. How's it going? It's an hour? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I have 12 more questions, but they shouldn't be.
As long as you're good and you're good. I don't want to... Yeah, I don't want to...
We already know your first job. Okay. And they shouldn't be like wicked long answers. I mean, these ones might be. Okay. What are your thoughts on Andrew Tate and his influence on social media?
That's a great question. Second question. Have I been touching my face again too much?
Oh, shit. I'm going to ask better. It.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
I'm going to ask you again.
Yes. So, yes. Sorry.
No, yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts on Andrew Tate and his influence on social media?
I feel like you have to break Tate down into 3 different categories. Obviously, he has a legal case, which is of the law. I think he has a motivational factor to him, and I also think that there's a factor where people portray him as a misogynist. So it's kind of tough. I think if you listen to him in a short format, it's easy to be like, he's a fucking misogynist.
Yeah.
Do I think that's true? I've listened to him in long format, and I think that the things that he says, I believe a lot of it is satire. I also believe he knows how to also bring out emotionality inside of people, where he'll say something to draw your attention. I mean, I could say something to you in a certain way and it would draw no emotional response. But then I could say it the same thing but in a different way, and I could bring the emotionality out in you. And that gives me more power and control. He's learned how to do that, which makes him one of the most influential people in the world. Have I think he said misogynistic things? Yeah. But if you go to a male locker room,
yeah,
you'll hear a lot worse. Or so to address the misogyny, right? He said some shit. Women can't drive, they can't this, they can't that, right? I mean, some of it's satire. Some might be true to his personal experience. I also know that if the things he was saying was in a song, it'd be accepted. Like you take someone like Rick Ross, where like his song, you ain't even know it. And he's like, Molly up in her drink, she ain't even know it. I took her home and enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. Like that I've never heard Tate say some shit like that.
Yeah.
So I think that it gets purported a certain way. I also think, like for Tate, for the motivational factor, I think he learned that the majority of the population is asleep. When most people wake up in the morning, their alarm goes off and they snooze it. It goes off again, they snooze it. It goes off again and they snooze it. He became a blaring alarm that wakes you the fuck up. So he learned that most people honestly are so lazy and are so asleep that he has to like almost be this like megaphone that is blowing in your ear to get a response out of you and to wake you the fuck up. Because he does talk a lot about like being a man, providing, protecting, XYZ. So he's great on that front. And then as far as like the legal case goes, they have found no real legal evidence that he's done any of the things that they said he did. And he has countersuits on the women that have put forth those cases, because there is text messages from the women that are saying, we're going to do this and we're going to call the cops, which is crazy. So again, I think for the right people, it's probably influential, and for the people that are looking for something wrong, it's a detriment. So that's my personal opinion on him.
Yeah, no, I don't know like anything about him.
Yeah,
really. All I've ever seen is like clips of him being like misogynist.
Of course. But then, like, if you listen to these like long format things, shortly after he'll make a joke about it, or he'll say something like inspirational. But again, it's a tactic. Like, I was just watching a UFC fight, and it was so funny because Joe Rogan had said on it, oh my God, it was so funny. He was like, he was saying the color of the opponent's shorts as black, and then he said the other person's name, who was also black, wearing white shorts. So it sounded like he said Black Johnson wearing white shorts. And I'm like, someone could fucking clip that and be like,
right. And he said,
and I even thought about, I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna put it on fucking TikTok, and I'm gonna but I mean, I would never do that. But the thought is there. It's like, I can purport this any way I want with this 7-second film, like, and I can go from there. Now, I'm not justifying anything like that he said, and I don't hold all those beliefs, obviously. But I mean, to take like one stance on and to be like, he's a misogynist human trafficker is fucking insane to me. Like, you have to listen to him in long format, and yeah,
I'm pretty sure I think it was before I got here. I was on Instagram, and on one of those like pages, I don't know, it said that they like just raided his house.
Oh, they've done everything.
Yeah,
Like,
but I think they just
I've looked
did
into
again.
it. Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah. Okay. How do you feel about Donald Trump and his impact on politics and media?
I think it depends on the media channel. Like some,
Yeah, exactly.
some portray him as a hero. Some portray him as a piece of shit. Honestly, I think the most American thing I've ever seen in my entire life was him taking a bullet to his head, because your ear is a part of your head, and him standing up and pumping his fucking fist in the air. I mean, that I try not to get into politics just because I don't really feel like the people in charge are really in charge.
Yeah.
I don't think they have as much say, but I think for someone like Trump, who doesn't really have a hidden agenda, maybe it's power, I don't know. I know that as far as, so when he was in office, right, I will say this. I feel that people tend to care about shit that they don't really care about. My everyday life is grinding, going to work, doing business shit. I go to the gas station, and when I turn on the news, I don't want to hear anything about a world war. When he was in office, I know that every time I went to the gas station, I was like, these are really good prices. And I know every time on the news, I didn't hear anything about wars.
No, there were no wars when he was in
So,
office.
I mean, as far as my everyday life goes, when he was in office, it was honestly a much better way of life, because whatever is existing and happening right now, I think is putting a lot of people at a state of disease. And
Yeah.
I may actually, I've never voted before in my life.
Really?
Ever.
I wasn't old enough to vote for the presidential, but I voted for like the city council thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I'll definitely vote.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote this year, and it's not going to be for the
Kamala
other side.
Harris.
I mean,
and Tim Walz.
So
no, you don't have to
hit
put
me
this
with
in, but they're trying to like make that fucking bill or whatever the fuck that children can like get the gender affirming whatever surgery without like their parents.
Fuck off.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you if I'm a parent one day and my kid is a girl and comes home with a dick, we're going back.
Yeah.
Like,
no, put it back. Put it back.
No, but like, come on, like, how can you even like? That's so sad. Like, I don't know.
You know what's crazy? I feel like you've said more fucking canceling shit than I have.
No,
right?
I know. No,
like,
because this is just actually how I. This
good
no,
for you.
I don't have like a platform or anything, and I probably never will after this. Like, I'm just saying, like, I just think that like people don't like Trump because like his attitude and like the things that he can say, and like he said stuff. So has fucking Trump. So has fucking Kamala, whatever the fuck her name is. They've all said shit. Like, if you're gonna fucking dig up everything anybody has ever said, like, you're not gonna fucking like anybody.
For sure.
And like, I just think that like Trump was obviously, he wants like good for America. Like, fucking Kamala Harris.
He loves America.
He does. He loves it. He loves it. Like, he's fucking 70 something. He's almost 80. Like, he could literally like retire and be set for life.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's like still here trying to like become president after he got like all these fucking whatever, after he was indicted, after everything that happened, and he still wants to like do good for the country.
Yeah.
Like, true. I just think that's crazy that like people think that he's so.
I'm gonna give you the best analogy ever. So when people talk shit about Trump, I'm like, okay, if you had to have brain surgery, right, and you had two options, would you rather?
I know where you're going with this.
Would you rather have a surgeon that had the worst fucking bedside manner, but he got the job done, or would you rather have someone that had an okay record, but he had the best bedside manner?
Yeah.
And people are like, give me the dickhead
like,
surgeon.
I'll go with the asshole that knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Over fucking
everything. So once I got into business, I realized that everything is business.
Yeah.
And when you become the president of the United States, you're running a massive corporation, and it's a business, and you have to act right, be a good leader, and whatever the fuck we've had is an embarrassment. And just because you demonize one side does not necessarily mean that you have to choose this side, which is what everyone is doing. And I think if you voted for Biden or you're going to vote for Kamala Harris, you have some serious self-reflection to do.
Yeah, especially after those 3.5 fucking years. Are we?
This dude was falling.
Come on! He's falling down the fucking stairs.
He was sniffing kids. He was falling off bikes.
How can you? Like, I just don't understand. And like, I saw a video. Fuck, you're gonna have to cut this because I don't remember what it was.
It's all good.
But it was something about. I think it was JD Vance talking. Maybe it wasn't, but they were saying how like, since like Joe Biden's not running again and it's like gonna be Kamala, like they did that or something because like since Kamala was supposed to be with Joe Biden and now Joe Biden's gone, but Kamala's still there.
Yeah.
Something about like the money that he has gotten from like all like the campaigning and shit will go to her. Something like that. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll have to show you the video, but like I don't know. It's just crazy to me that like remember all that shit when she was like the DA or whatever in California, and she like kept evidence that like people were fucking innocent who were on death row, and like she wouldn't release the. She's a fucking bitch. Like what the fuck?
Even the Clintons too are off their fucking rockers. I mean, they're all fucking lizard people, right? You know? Imagine I start going down the rabbit hole. They're all fucking lizard people.
Literally. Like my parents are just like very conservative, so I feel like it definitely rubbed off on me. And like, yeah, I watch fucking Fox News. I'm not watching CNN, so I don't see like the other side of it. Yeah. But like I kind of do, because like I'll see like shit on TikTok too, and like people just try to like paint a bad picture of Trump, and like I really just think he's for the people.
It's so tough to like look at like both sides. Why she hates Trump?
No, she likes Trump. Her family is very conservative too.
I think that when you look at like the left and some of the things that they want, you're like, okay.
Yeah. I definitely agree with some of their shit.
I fucking draw the line there. And then on the right side, you're like, okay, I mean, it sucks that it comes to a point where you're like, fuck neutrality, because I have to choose a side.
Yeah.
And everyone in the media is now doing that. Hey, Trump is on fucking everyone's podcast these days. Theo Von.
Yeah, I just saw Theo Von. He was with Elon Musk. He was with Aiden Ross. He's always with like the Nelk boy. Yeah.
Which is crazy because these are the most
gotta get him on here.
influential people in the world, right? And if Kamala wins, I swear to God, I'll move out of this country.
No, that's what my dad was saying.
1,000%. My life coach is selling land in the Dominican right now. I'll grab a deal. I'm fucking out. Like, there's just no way that she wins fucking Elon Musk endorsed him. Like, I know. Everyone's endorsing him. So it's, that'd be crazy.
She wins, you know that
she's fucking rigged. Photoshopping photos. Like,
the fucking photos of her coming off the plane.
It's not a single person there.
There was nobody there. All the people were all morphed fucking weird.
It was like artificial intelligence made it.
That's the next question.
Come on.
Well, I could ask you about Elon Musk if you want to. I didn't put that down, but I wrote in Elon Musk.
Let's do this. Would you like to do a guest question during this? Yeah, like you just come on and you just ask one of the questions. I feel like it's so boring over there.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Is it really? All right, I'll just move over. It's your bad side.
She said this is like this side.
Yeah, see, this is my good side. That's why I chose this side.
It's always the left side.
I feel like that's my worst side.
So was that a no?
See, that's my left side.
Yeah. Is that a no? Is that a no?
It doesn't matter. I'll still do it.
Just save one question for her.
Save one?
No. Yeah.
Save one?
Yeah. Save
like
one
at for the end?
Yeah.
All right, she can ask the last one. Actually, no, I kind of want to ask.
No, yeah, just save one. I'll save
the longest one for you to ask. Ooh, sorry. Huh?
I said I can
Yeah, she can talk.
Oh, great. I feel like I've been Well,
no, I'm gonna
I guess it is my show.
It's in a couple questions. She can but not yet. Okay. Do you want to talk about how you feel about Elon Musk? Or no? You don't have to.
Sure.
Okay. How do you feel? What's your opinion?
Damn. Where do I start?
I don't have anything specific. I just wrote him in.
Yeah. I definitely think.
I don't know anything about him either.
Yeah.
Shit. I know the Teslas. There's a little fly, and I know he owns X now, or does he? Yeah, right. He still does.
He owns X.
That's all I know, and that he's endorsing Trump.
Yes.
That's it.
I mean, this I think is probably one of the most intelligent people in the world right now, as we speak. I think he probably has his own agenda, which I don't even necessarily think it's a bad one, but I think he cares about free speech. He cares about platforming the right people. I definitely, I mean, fuck, like, how can you be against a guy whose agenda is to make society better, get us to fucking Mars? He designs, honestly, like the coolest cars. Like, if you ever drive a Tesla, you're like, other cars seem stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's almost kind of weird. I definitely think he is for the good of humanity. I trust the majority of the shit that he says. I don't know how they haven't killed him yet. Like, which is more, I guess, conspiracy driven.
Mm-hmm.
But he said a lot of shit and he's doing a lot of things. I'm like, how is, like, they haven't put a hit on this motherfucker yet?
Yeah.
But I'm all for anything he has to say. I trust him. I think if Trump gets in office, he should be a part of it, which they just did a talk together on X.
I saw that. What? I saw.
And they were talking about him becoming a part of it and helping restructuring certain
cool.
things.
That would be cool.
That'd be fucking great.
That would be, yeah.
Because,
I didn't know that.
like, you need the smartest people, the richest people, and the most intelligent people who have
right, he's so
good
smart
intentions for
so
America,
rich.
you know? So, yeah, I definitely trust the majority of the shit that he says and not any. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Okay. All right, next. Is the development of artificial intelligence dangerous to society?
That's definitely a duality. I think it could be such a benefit, but have you seen...
I feel like to a certain
There's
point,
so many
to a
fucking
certain
movies on
extent.
this where
Yeah.
I think there's an underlying fear about it, where people... Yeah. I saw this video of this one artificial intelligence robot that eventually, like, they let it outside. And we could probably pull up the video. I need that.
You need like the
I
fact
need-
check thing.
I need Sophia, pull up the video. And then it's like,
yes, and then it can like go
but there's
up
this
here.
fucking robot and they let it outside and it instantly just went for water and fucking drowned itself.
Oh my god.
So there is a degree of artificial intelligence that is very frightening because I think all the movies are pretty accurate, but also from a business and like personal perspective. And I mean, the shit that they can do can really
Right.
advance civilization, but also at any point in time, if they're like, okay, fuck you all.
Right, just turn on us.
But I guess to a conspiracy aspect of it, I also think that we're a form of artificial intelligence. Anyways,
that's a conversation.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
different day.
yeah, no, we'll have a conspiracy theory
Right, we should.
episode.
I'll make all like I'll print out like type up like info about them and like oh my god, we have to do that. Okay. Next question. Is cancel culture good for society?
You know, I will say this first. I am thoroughly impressed.
With the questions?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. I
For
was so
sure.
excited.
For sure. I think that you really hit it on the money. I think
I think that like these are questions that you would like to answer. Like I was like, what would Pat like?
I would like to answer them, but
Yeah, like not in front of the
But-
cameras.
but because of cancel culture, it makes it
No,
very difficult.
literally.
It's so crazy that we live in a time where you can't even speak your mind without getting immense amounts of hate. But then again, I guess if you're putting what you're saying on the internet, then you're also opening yourself up to these things, you know? And I guess that is kind of the same thing as cancel culture. If you're a human being and you exist in the world, people are going to say shit that offends you. Just like if you put it like on the internet, some people aren't going to agree what you have to say. Do I think
Yeah.
it's a good thing? To a degree. I think there are certain things that probably shouldn't be said
Yeah.
and that could incite violence and riots, and they could lead people into like a fucking Klan member who's super racist. Do I think that they should have a platform?
Right. Yeah,
where
no, I agree.
fuck no,
obviously.
you know. But I do think that there is a degree of everyone should have freedom of speech, of course. But I think if what you're saying is inflicting harm on other people or could incite violence, then that's
Yeah.
probably not a good thing.
Right.
So I think there still has to be parameters. I know when Elon took over X, it was kind of like anything goes.
Mhm.
And now I think he's even realizing, okay, because like when I was on it like a month ago, it was like fucking stabbings and killings.
Yes, you can find the craziest shit
Crazy
on
shit on
X.
there.
No, it's
And
fucked.
I think recently they just implemented something that is kind of peeling back on
Yeah,
that.
no,
So
no, they
there
are.
has to be parameters. It
Yeah.
just everything's a shade of gray. It just can't be just so black
No,
and white.
actually, because cut this, but like when the
Anytime you
Wait.
say cut this, I'm gonna put it like as a fucking
no, 'cause
preview
it
to the
might
podcast.
get taken down. I just wanted to say about the X thing, like how you can find like anything on X. I looked up like the Trump shooting thing, and there was literally the picture of like the kid who was shooting at Trump on top of the roof with his like head fucking blown off, and I saw the picture of it. Like that's fucking crazy that you can find that online. That's what I was looking for.
They also
But, like,
recorded some like shadow figures going to his house like days before. There was
really?
some shit.
Damn, I didn't. see
Anyways,
that. Okay. I like this question.
okay.
Hold on. I feel like I need to swallow. Okay.
I feel like I've drank way too much.
Really?
Walker.
I feel like I'm like just I don't know. All right. How do you feel about biological men participating in women's sports? It's a great question.
You know, I saw something once that were like men are so petty that
they can't even let women have their own sports.
like when Bruce Jenner became Caitlyn Jenner and
Yeah.
then he won Woman of the Year. It was like men are so petty that they'll become a woman
just to be better at
just to
than
be better.
women.
Yeah. No, I think it's, to be honest, I mean, this is obviously, but again, fuck neutrality. I think it's the most insane thing ever. I think if you, I'm a big fan of UFC,
Mm-hmm.
huge fan of UFC. I think if were born a biological male, you should not be fighting women.
Yeah.
Like to me, that like you can physically tell that these people, I don't know what the fuck to say. I apologize. I don't. But you don't even like. You could clearly tell that there is a disadvantage here.
Yeah.
And if you're a part of that commission and you're a part of that business and you let some, honestly, at that point, innocent woman get beat the fuck up by someone
Right.
who is a male. I mean, it was in the Olympics too, right?
I
It was
know.
like he was ranked 489th
In the men.
and then he came over to, I think they should have their own separate
Yeah, thing.
league,
Yeah, because
because-
what men are just like more like aren't men just like stronger than women like like that's just how
I
it
don't-
is.
I want to be sexist, but
I don't want to say no. I'm not
Absolutely.
being sexist
What the-
either, but
I'm-
men are just like
I was being facetious. I
No.
mean, I think that men in general are built for these kind of
Yeah.
things.
No,
And
yeah.
it's just not. It's not a fair fight. That's a
Okay.
great question.
Thank you. Okay,
And
this is. Oh,
I'm
sorry.
also glad too that you have input on these things.
Yeah. No, I know. I wanted to answer them too.
It's like every question you made, you were like, you know what? I got some shit to say about this.
I do literally every single one.
But we are very
Oh,
similar
no.
though.
Yeah.
Like we've had conversations like off camera too,
Yeah.
which has been
Okay, this question's like not really like the other ones, but whatever. Do you think should all Americans have the right to health care? I asked my mom this.
I told you that I am running my own experiment over here, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I think that all Americans should have the right
to health care. You know what you want to say, but you don't want to get canceled.
No,
No, my mom.
I
was
honestly
like,
haven't thought
no.
about this.
My mom was like, no.
so I haven't thought about this because I thought about it. So I saw a study that was like, for every homeless person in the world, there is an empty house that we could put them in. Like there are more empty homes than there are homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
So technically we could give all of them a home. And then, unbeknownst to me, I think I said this on the podcast with the doc, but I'm going to reiterate it because I think it's such an important point. Well, a different iteration of it. When I was living in Portland, there's so many fucking homeless people there.
Really?
So in Portland, if you're homeless, you can pitch a tent on anything that's considered like public.
Oh.
So if a business is public, under the highway, so like picture under a highway,
Mhm.
just intense
Wow.
of like homeless
Homeless
people.
people.
Yeah. And if you gave all these people a house, what percentage of them
I'm sorry, she just put the fucking camera on me when I was staring at her. What are you writing? Oh, it's an hour and 30. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Now you're just all fucked up because you don't know what you were saying. Do you?
No,
Oh, you
no,
remember?
I do. No,
Okay.
no, I remember. And all these, so all these,
all over the desk. I'm so sorry.
the desk will make it. I promise.
All right, I'm so sorry. Keep
All
going.
these homeless people in Portland, if you gave them all a house, what percentage of them would actually move into a house? Some
Mhm.
people just choose to exist outside of the system. So I guess to that point of like healthcare, do I feel like everyone has the right for it? Yes. Do I think that the majority of people will even like utilize it?
Right. Yeah. That's.
I don't know, but I do feel like we're all here, we should have access. But do I feel like if you've made all the decisions to kind of like put yourself outside of the boundaries of it, should there be access still?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. That's a really good fucking question, honestly.
Yeah. It's definitely hard to answer. I asked my mom, and she was like, "No," and I was like, "Well."
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, what if somebody's like dying?" She's like, "Okay, yeah, obviously then." But she's like, "Do you think like me?" She was like talking about, or she was like, "Do you think somebody who makes like a lot of money should like have the same as like somebody who doesn't want to go out and like get a job or like do anything?" And I was like, "Okay, like I see your point,
Well,
but like at the same time, maybe like different forms of healthcare, like maybe."
Yeah, not to disagree with your mom, but
No, well,
people
do.
who have more money have better access to healthcare.
No, yeah, exactly.
Like in certain countries, if you have something on your liver, they can take a piece of it, and there are so many different forms of chemotherapy.
Mhm.
They can try all these different forms of chemo on your cancer to see what actually works.
Mhm.
If you're the average person, they're not going to do that.
No,
for you.
exactly.
So
I think they definitely have advantages, obviously, but like I agree that it's a tricky question. I'm just not even.
Yeah, no, I think everyone should have access to it, but
No, yeah.
should someone who put themselves outside of society and said fuck the system have the same access to it to what I can afford? I'm not the one to judge that, but I know that that's not how the system works.
Yeah.
And these people might be denied those kind of things because it's a business at the end of the day. So, but everyone does have the right to it. I just don't know if it's even accessible to them with how our world works.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. All right, these are random ones. Sorry, these are random ones. This is like the last 6.
Are you gonna save one for Sophia?
Yeah, the next one's the one after this one's for Sophia.
Let's get it.
Okay. Who would play you in a movie about your life? Jensen Ackles.
You think so?
No, but he's just
I fucking love.
You are. No, that's not what I was saying. You know what I mean?
I am a big fan of Supernatural. I would love for him.
Sam or Dean?
Well, that's like the Stefan or Damon type question too, right?
Sophia's liking this. She loves Vampire Diaries and Supernatural.
So, I think again, when you first start watching Vampire Diaries, you favor Stefan, but then eventually you're like, oh, Damon. Am I correct? Yeah.
Damon's so mysterious. All right, I didn't even watch Vampire Diaries.
Eventually, which is so crazy because like I just realized is that happens to women in real like they start dating a Stefan, and then eventually they're like, fuck, I want a Damon. Yeah, so I think when you start watching Supernatural, you're like, oh, Sam's the voice of reason. Sam's the same as that, but you're like, but the show could not exist without Dean in it. So I don't know what the fuck your question was, but
who would play you in a movie?
Oh yeah, and you said Jensen Ackles, which got me off on a tangent. I think Keanu Reeves actually.
I know who that is.
He's in The Matrix. He's John Wick.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Or when would I have gotten to like when I was younger? The guy from Twilight. What the fuck is his name? The werewolf.
Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, Taylor Lautner. I've gotten that.
Taylor Lautner. Yeah, I could say the wolf. Taylor Lautner. Come on. Yeah. All right, Sophia, this question is for you to ask.
Oh, are you gonna hop on? Yeah, let's get it.
Am I taking my headset off?
I mean, yeah, she has to put it on. Is it like it? It feels weird. Yeah.
So
Do we do more than one?
okay.
No.
Yeah.
You're in charge.
No, I only have to. It doesn't matter to me.
Give her two.
I'm just camera.
How many are left?
You can do this one and this one because my mom wrote this one.
My mom.
No, I want to ask
You
that
wrote
one.
mom.
Yeah, but you can ask 2 and 5, and I'll ask 4 and 6.
Okay. Oh, the mom one too. Sorry. Yeah.
No, don't ask them all.
Okay. Not mom.
2 and
5.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought you said 4, and I was like, wait.
I think I did.
All right. If you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Wait, dead or alive?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a good question.
That's a great question. Wait, did you make that?
I did.
Man.
Dead or alive?
Yeah, you're hired. I think I'm gonna give you a raise.
Hired.
I think I'm gonna give you a raise. Oh fuck. Dead people? Fuck, that was fucking super morbid. Jesus.
Like recently dead, or would you go like 18?
Ooh, yeah, no, that's a
1800s,
yeah,
right?
that's a good question. I think, are you guys religious?
Yeah,
Christian, Catholic, Catholic. Okay, so I was born Catholic. So I think I was born Catholic. What the fuck am I saying? I was raised Catholic.
Are you not Catholic anymore?
I think I'm more like Christian now. I would
There's
say,
like a line,
yeah.
you know.
I could tell a story of my transition to being like, okay, this, I don't know if Catholic is for me. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to tell it. So when I was growing up, my dad was a computer technician for Brown University. And he would do computer jobs for a bunch of people in like the area. We were a part of a church in Warwick, Rhode Island. I'm not going to say the church. But my dad did a computer job for one of the priests because he had a virus on his computer.
Oh no!
And my dad would teach me how to, what we saw on that
Wipe a
computer
drive.
compared to what I heard about the Catholic Church down the road was kind of like, I believe in a lot of this shit, but what goes, again, who the fuck knows, right? But what I saw from my own experience compared to what's said in the media, I was like, okay, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I still believe in the majority of this, but I need to kind of make a switch about it. So, yeah. Back to my original point. Being born Catholic, right? Born. I would say Jesus. That'd be an amazing conversation, right?
It would. I could talk about that all day.
Right? Like I would let's have a conversation with him. Buddha.
Yep. I don't know too much about that, but my mom does.
Right? And then
What?
actually
Is that like a
no.
You rub his belly?
It's been proven that
That's not true.
he was actually very fit.
Oh, is it that?
He's portrayed as fat in modern like marketing to make him seem happy. So
to make him seem, because he's like he's
Yeah,
fed. He's good.
yeah. So I don't even and then I don't know, Gandhi seemed interesting too.
Yeah. Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Oh, you said God. I was like, oh, sorry.
You're like, no, Jesus is kind of like the overlap there.
Mm.
But also there are like Nikola Tesla. There are a lot of people that I love to have a conversation with. But yeah,
Yeah. Definitely like 1800s. I feel like I'd be like, how is it like? You know, like from a real world.
You
want to
go back
perspective.
and kind of see.
Like, how was it really like? And like, or a therapist in the 1800s and see how like people's minds worked back then.
Did they have therapists then?
Probably not, actually.
No, but if they did,
You know,
imagine a therapy
the
session there.
conversations.
They're
He
like,
knows a
oh
lot.
like my fucking horse wouldn't ride me today. Like my horse wouldn't take me on a ride today. It's like my car wouldn't start. So like imagine, like what the fuck would you
Right?
complain about?
Right? What is
Damn.
it, that TikTok trend where it's like, what can you say to a Victorian child that put in a coma?
Fucking
And
hell.
it's like, I would say like we have all this, and he'd be like, what do you mean? Like, Yeah, they're gonna be like, I whittled my. What is it? I whittled my shoes today. Made them. You know.
That's fucking wild. That's a great question, Matt.
Very good question. Okay, would you rather have more time or more money?
Wow.
I feel like this question, I feel like my mind goes to one of them first, but really it goes to the other one.
My mind goes to money.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So recently I've experienced more money. And the feeling to be able to take care of everyone around you is such an enticing feeling. And I feel like as a man, that is our duty to be able to do that. But then when you go inside and you're like, well, I care about myself too, then you want more time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that's a tough question.
What's money without time? You know, that sounds stupid, but like
I could take care of all the people that are around me, but I know for a fact that they would want me here more. But the sad part is that I don't know if my present being is worth more than what I'm leaving to people. Like I'm leaving my son and my daughter a fucking empire, you know? So it's like,
in a way, or time could also mean like their
them
time
doing
with
it,
you, or like
them doing it with me too, right? So, fuck. If I had to choose gun to my head, probably.
I mean, imagine you chose money, you're dead on the spot.
Yeah, no, we'll choose more time.
Yeah, well, because too, like, say it's like your grandmother or grandfather, and it's like, would you rather want to send them to Florida, or do you want like to have a couple more moments with them? You know, like I feel like that's where like time would matter more. You know,
that's spot on because I'm actually taking care of my own grandmother right now, and it's like I want to. As tough as she could be, I do want to milk every moment that I can. So
yeah, because I saw this other podcast and he was talking about his grandmother, and he was like, what I would like, he had cancer, and he was like, we didn't know like he was gonna like be able to like live this long, and so like every time I did see him, I would say goodbye to him as if it was the last time, and he was like, but in reality, like it really is like the last time. Like they could die tomorrow, I could die tomorrow, even though like I'm younger. You know,
yeah, that's true.
Like I feel like people take time for granted a lot.
Yeah, we'll choose time. Well, yeah. After that, we'll choose time. You have me reflecting. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Well, that's all I have for you today.
Oh, damn. Okay. That went by
cool
quick.
With the headset on though. I sound like me and Kenzie always say like we need to start a podcast. We're very funny.
We'll start a fucking three-way.
No, really.
Who gives a shit?
Mic, right?
I have 4.
My musketeers. No, what is it called? My Cubs.
What?
My Cubs. Fucking marketing 101 right there. My Cubs. Me and my Cubs. I like that. That's great. And even if, and like it doesn't, not that this will ever happen, but like even if it gets like 1 view, it's still fun and productive.
It's so fun.
You know, it's like.
It's so fun. I could do this for hours. I can't. It's like 9:20. That's crazy.
Is it really?
Yeah. Because I looked at the time on the iPad. I was like, no, this is wrong. And then I looked at Sophia's phone. I was like, I only have 2 more questions.
That's fine.
Okay. This is the one that my mom wrote down, and I was like, Mom, I don't know if that's a good question. She was like, no, ask it. Would you rather have your mind or your body?
Well, fuck, Heidi.
I know. She's like, that's such a good question.
Damn. I also do think one day they'll be able to upload our consciousness into, you know, so I think I'd rather have my mind.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely would rather have my mind. Yeah. Okay. Last question. I like this one. It's like a good closer.
Okay.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Fuck. I'm gonna get deep.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've struggled with anxiety my entire life, and anyone that has anxiety will understand that when it's happening, you don't really see there being a tomorrow. You think that moment is it's probably like your last one because you had a chest pain and that's it, or you felt a sharp pain in your head and okay, well, I'm done for. The last time I experienced this, I remember texting someone who was very important to me, and I said, just make sure that my kids know me as a good man. And that's all I want to be. Like, it doesn't matter, like, all these, like, accolades, like, in the business, like, like, when I pass away, I want the people that were a part of my companies and in my family to be, like, to know I was a good man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's...
Yeah, no, that's simple,
yeah,
but
that's
like,
it.
exactly.
Yeah. Like, I want to leave things behind, but I don't want, like, my kids to be like, okay, he left me millions, but he was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I just want to I just want to be a good man.
I love that. That's good.
And I'm going to make mistakes along the way, obviously, and I'm not perfect, but I did the best I could while I was here, and yeah. It's perfect.
Okay. That's it. That's all I have.
That was great.
That was great. That was a long video.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sophia.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. Did we put on, like, another microphone and just keep going?
Literally.
That was great.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah,
no, honestly, I was like at my
Jeez.
computer for hours. Like, what the fuck am I gonna ask? I was asking my brother, "Is this a good question?" Get the fuck out of my room. Okay.
This was great.
Yeah, I had fun. It
Right.
was fun.
Did you have fun? Yeah.
Good.
Well, the verdict is
Which one's the best?
the gold's better. The gold.
No,
No,
he said that was the worst
no,
one.
Black was ass.
Mm.
Well, yeah, that's how.
Is it cold?
Yeah, that's
No.
no. Yeah, I prefer it neat because then I get all the flavor profile. Oh, it's rustic tasting. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, blue's the most expensive, and I don't know. The gold is just.
I'm not